So we took a whole different approach to fertilizer. We started selling different products that were like ours. A lot of them was snake oil. And we'd find out because we'd put it on our own places or our friends, customers that come into the store and drink coffee in the morning, we'd put it out on their plates, see if it was going to work. And I finally got a hold of some of these engineers, and they said, we think we can do something, but we're not agricultural guys. I said, good, because that's not what I'm looking for. We're looking for something different. And so we came up with this process of distilling after we liquefied the nitrogen, because there's foliar feeds that they just take granular fertilizer, water it down, and tell you to spray it out there, and they charge you money for it, and you can do the same thing, very cheap. What we do is we take it from like the Miracle Grow stage. Everybody's seen Miracle Grow on a tomato plant, but then we distill it off, and we freeze it, and when we freeze it, we inject humic acid, and that thaws it out, and it breaks down the molecules of the urea. Then we freeze it again, and we add folic acid. Then we freeze it again, humic acid. Then we add organic acid. All of these acids are to feed your microbes or to break down the wax barrier on the leaf to let it absorb in, or to make use of the phosphorus and the potassium so that the plant can use the nitrogen. We don't think you need to put fertilizer into your soil fertilize a plant. The only reason we put it in the soil is to get it to the plant eventually. So when you dump 300 or 400 pounds of a granule fertilizer down, it's great for a guy that grows corn. And I have interns that work for me every summer from Texas A&M, the leading ag school in the country, and I promise the only thing they teach these guys how to do is to grow corn, to grow cotton, to grow soybeans. Because that's the cash crops in our country. We feed the world with them or clothe them. So they're taught to put 300 or 400 pounds on top of the ground. And does anybody have any idea why you do that with corn and why it doesn't work with grass? It works, but you waste a lot of money doing it because the roots on Bermuda grass, on Bahia grass, on any of our grasses that we're usually feeding cattle off of, run about this deep into the ground. Y'all have all dug up something before.
Your corn sits on top of the ground.
Your corn is on top of the ground, but then the roots go down further in the ground than what that corn is tall. So they keep going down to get that fertilizer as it goes into the soil. That's why these guys start telling people about 10 years ago we need to start doing deep soil samples.